Oh, just love that music so much. Welcome on in to the N1MD podcast. Your host, Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrard, and we want our damn respect too, Brian.
Yeah, that's right.
We want our damn respect too.
Wow.
So
man.
we have a ton to talk about this week. Of course, you know what we're gonna have to start off with.
What's that? What?
The Big Ten comes back next week.
Oh, yay!
We get to see Maryland, Northwestern live on the Big Ten Network, man. How stoked are you, man?
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. You know, I like flip by the channels on Saturdays and see all these games, and I'm just like, where's my team? You know, where's my team? Well, guess what? They are coming back Saturday, and I will be watching because honestly, I haven't watched a lick. No, that's true. I watched maybe 5 minutes of it was some SEC. I don't even remember the game, but
Was that today? I mean, yesterday, or just in general?
I didn't watch anything yesterday. This was last
week.
I was flipping through channels and I actually watched a little bit of a game, but I just like,
Gotcha.
I'm just not. I don't know, man.
I don't know about this lighting situation. There we go. That's better.
All right.
So yeah, man, we're definitely a lot to talk about. NBA, NFL, MLB, playoffs, World Series trips, trophies,
COVID.
Well, yeah, of course, and all right, always COVID,
always,
and of course we have our NFL picks from last week and this week, and our top 5, bottom 5, the staple of the N1MD podcast.
Yeah. Man.
So, all right, man, I will actually hand this over to you. I know there's a couple big stories. There's a big injury that happened in the NFL, but we can start off with the NBA because we crowned a new well, I wouldn't say new because the Lakers are not new champions. They actually tied the Celtics with their 17th championship win.
Wow.
So we got Boston and the Lakers are now tied at 17. And LeBron James had got his MVP as the Lakers in Game 6 took down Miami, man. So what are your thoughts on the series?
It was a good series, man. The series just went ahead and just showed us just how great LeBron is. I mean, that's all I could say. I will say this. I took another thing away from it. 3 things. Just how great LeBron is. Just how good Anthony Davis could be on a big stage. And also, man, I give Miami Heat a lot of credit, man. They were a scrappy team, but they were a good team, man. They were a formidable opponent, and I think they just ran out of gas. It's funny. Just the way I kind of predicted last week on the podcast. Jimmy Butler didn't have a lot left, man. After that, was it Game 5?
Yep.
But man, they put up a fight, man. They got a nice young team, and I think they just add a couple pieces here and there. You know, keep Jimmy Butler on their roster, man. They're gonna be good, man. I was really impressed by them, but I was more impressed with LeBron. That guy doing what he's doing at 35 years old, man, is amazing. It's amazing, and it's just a joy to watch this guy. Like I tell you, I'm not a LeBron fan at all, but I appreciate his greatness. I was rooting for him to get his 4th title just because, kind of like you, I'm really getting sick of this narrative that he's not in the top 5, he's not in the top 10 players, he's nowhere near the greatest player of all time. And you know, as far as him being the greatest, you know, I don't think he'll ever surpass Michael, but he has a really, really good case, man. He has a really, really good case, and I'm just glad he won, man.
Yeah, I obviously, me being the biggest LeBron fan on the show, and maybe one of the biggest ones that I that I know, or even, and I didn't start off that way. You know, we're not going to have to rehash all that. Neither one of us started that way. But I did start to appreciate actually how good he was when I was started watching him. And, watching him, pull this series together. And I know he had playoff Rondo showed up, and as they call him,
Dude,
in the last game. I know.
like that came from like nowhere, man. This
Out
dude
of nowhere, yo.
And how old is Ron? Rondo's up there in age too, right?
Yeah, but he's always looked the same. I swear that dude's looked the same
Yeah.
ever since he came out of college. Like Rondo has always looked the same age.
That is true.
I don't know if he's Benjamin, but he's always looked old. It's not like he's ever looked young. Like he's just looked like Rondo. That's all I can say.
Not like LeBron. When LeBron came out of high school, he looked like he was like 30, and
dude,
now he looks like he's
no. But you remember I sent you that? Did you see the one I sent you when he was at the WWE pay-per-view?
Yeah.
That dude looked young.
Yeah, he did look young. I did.
He
was skinnier and he had more youth. Yes.
Yeah. But no, he's always looked aged.
Yes.
LeBron, yeah, definitely. So, but I mean, good for the Lakers, good for him. Again, not a Lakers fan, just a LeBron fan. But yeah, what I took out of it, same thing you did. Just AD looks like he could step it up to another level. And I think with LeBron's help, that can actually happen. I still don't. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just skeptical, or maybe I'm just not feeling that way. People are saying that when this team's together and healthy, if they add somebody, because Danny Green was kind of off this series. Yeah. I know he missed that one shot, but it kind of like he wasn't there as much as he's been during these past couple series.
Yeah.
So it was like they need a little bit more help. Caldwell Pope stepped up, man.
Yeah. Good. Great.
KCP. KCP stepped up. He had a good series. And it was good. Again, Dwight Howard got a championship.
He also stepped up.
Yeah, he stepped up big time, man. Dwight Howard?
Yeah, didn't see that one coming.
No, not one bit. So it's good for them. Good for, again, this one was for Kobe. So I'm glad they did it for them and the family and the Lakers fans. When Lakers fans, of course, after they won, came out to the LA to the Forum and were chanting Kobe's name after winning. So just good for them, man. Yeah, just good for them. So yeah, again, I'm not getting the whole should LeBron be better than Michael. He just needs to be on your Mount Rushmore somewhere, but he doesn't have to be first, which I'm perfectly fine with. I just think people need a whole discussion of what a top four or what your criteria is. Everybody's is different. Like, what are your main criteria? And just come up with a list. But if he's not on that top four, I don't know what to say. I don't think that's a legit. Michael needs to be on there, of course. There's no way Michael's below any more than one person. At least in my opinion, he has to be on there.
So let's talk about this though. Who would be on your top four?
I had to have Michael.
Yes.
I gotta have Bill Russell.
Okay.
I gotta have LeBron.
Okay.
And to me, the other guy, and it's just me. I'm not even gonna hedge. I'm not gonna be. I guess just for me looking at it, it's got to be Magic.
All right. I don't know if I will put Bill Russell in there. I know I'm definitely have LeBron and Michael on there, and then I think I gotta put Kareem after that. I don't know who would be.
Yeah, I was thinking Kareem. It was either Kareem or Magic for me.
Yeah. I think I got Kareem on there. After that, I got to think a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's either way, it's not easy.
No.
And my criteria for Bill Russell he's got 11 rings. A dude, and he was the centerpiece of that team.
Yeah.
So it's not like he, won him on the bench. And that dude was a part of all those winning teams. I mean, winning 11 out of 12, still going 12 times. LeBron's been 10.
That's crazy.
He's went to 10, but people want to, give you reasons why he's been to 10. To me, it's like, okay, if he went to 10, how come someone else didn't go to 10? Right? During his era. And then you want to say, well, they were weak. So if it was weak and he didn't go to 10, then you would have been like, oh, he really sucks. What if he only went to 6? Well, what if he was 4 and 6? 4 out of 6? And then it would be like, well, the narrative would be different because he had a winning record. Or if he was 4 out of 4. It's just that he's 4-6, and that 6, I say 4 of those, that team wasn't supposed to win anyway. Be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he may have been the best player in the series because I don't know how many times I remember there was that stat where he led both teams in points, rebounds, and assists.
Crazy.
In the finals, he led both teams. So he was the overall best player like 3 times in the finals.
It's crazy.
You know, so again, I'm not sitting here gonna rap, poetic about him right now. It's just that it was a good series. And I got so much respect for Miami, like you said. Jimmy Butler was a beast. Tyler Hero had no fear. I found out people. I didn't know who Duncan Robinson was.
Yeah.
They had a team full of people that I had to Google. Okay, that Jimmy sat there and helped get to the NBA Finals. They took out the 1 seed. They took out Boston, who was looking good. They took out all these good teams. Man, they swept Indiana. Remember, their second. I don't think they lost a game until they faced Boston. They swept. Didn't they? Or did they? Maybe they lost one to the Bucks. They lost one to the Bucks.
I thought they one game in every.
Yeah, they did. They lost one to the Bucks. But that was it. They 4-1 Bucks, 3-0. Indy, and they steamrolled Boston. They got to the final, man.
Yeah.
Where they won 2 games.
Yeah.
So I mean that team, Spoelstra, they Bam. I know Bam was hurt. I know they were missing some people, but they definitely put up a good fight.
So look, we're not going to get into the whole, like you said, Michael LeBron debate. But here's a question I have. With this debate, people seem to put all these negatives on LeBron. I have a feeling in the NFL we're going to be having the same debate with Mahomes and Brady. Do you think there's going to be a lot of negatives thrown Mahomes' way while we're having this debate?
You know what? I don't think so. I don't think so. Only because it seemed like people love Mahomes already. And I think that's people didn't really love LeBron come out. Just the whole narrative how he came out of high school and where he was. Now, again, unless Mahomes and his $500 million contract says, I'm taking my talents to South Beach after the middle of his contract. He's got to win Super Bowls, though. I mean, he's got to win Super Bowls. He may not win more than Tom. I mean, again, that was a run that was unprecedented in football.
Yeah,
the Patriots were on. So, if Mahomes if the Kansas City goes back this year, and they've gotten some help in doing that. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
I just think the narrative on Mahomes is different. I think if, I would put it like this: like today, the Bucks play the Packers. I think the narrative that LeBron has is the same narrative as on Aaron Rodgers to me, where they're both. Everybody knows I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan for no reason whatsoever. I'm not a Packers fan. I love A-Rod to death. I never see anybody pass like that. It's just the ease of the football, everything. But he's got 1 Super Bowl. But he's the only quarterback in history that can put up 7 touchdowns and lose, and it's his fault. Like, I just don't know how that narrative came about. Maybe because he's not as personable. He's got some quotes in the paper. He's excitable, but he's a guy who can say, "Give me my damn respect," too. You know what I mean? Like if he was another one, he can say, "Give me my damn respect." But he hasn't won as much as Brady.
If he were to say that, he would get criticized so much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, think about it. I'm sure people were talking about LeBron, but we were at the point where, we know now that people were just disrespecting him for whatever reason. But that's how A-Rod has been. I just feel like, again, he's been pushed. We were comparing Brady and not Brady, Breeze and Rodgers, just to different narratives. And we can see Breeze maybe getting a little bit older, but he's still, look how he runs the huddle. Look how he gets his guys hype. It's just this thing that he took New Orleans out of nowhere, even though he's got a Hall of Fame coach.
Out of Katrina and
everything. And they won a Super Bowl and all the groundswell, everything that happened all at the same time, right? And Drew Brees came. He chose New Orleans over Miami. Well, Miami chose someone else over him, but that's besides the point. But all this other stuff. But he again has won Super Bowl. But it seemed like he would have more. He's treated differently than that. Just narrative wise. And he's got all these records. He's got single season touchdown records. And like we were talking about, and what Aaron Rodgers said this year, remember his stats last year? He was 24 and 6?
I
think he had 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, which that is a 18 above 18 ratio, right? Like plus 18. And I can only do simple math, so that was simple. And as he said, you know what? And everybody's like, oh, he's losing it. He's having, he's going downhill. And this year he came out and he's killing it. And he had a point. And that's why I love A-Rod. He's like, you know what? My down year is somebody else's career year.
He said that?
Yeah. But think about it. What if
he's not lying,
He's totally not lying. What if who's the quarterback at Washington?
Which one?
Kyle Allen. If Kyle Allen finished the season 24 and 6, that dude's getting an extension. Okay. He won a job. He's getting an extension. Am I right? A multi-year extension. Like that dude to be paid to who knows? Because oh man, that's great. A-Rod's 24 and 6. Team was 13 and 3 or 14 and 2, whatever they were. But it wasn't due to him. Well, he didn't turn the ball over. He controlled the game, whatever it was. He wasn't going to get credit for it. I just feel like Mahomes is already beloved. And I think A-Rod and LeBron are kind of the same level. But I don't know anyone who doesn't love Mahomes, to be honest with you. So, yeah,
yeah, you're probably right. Likability has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I think that narrative will have to do actually with your quarterback. I think so many people don't want him to win because of the style that he plays. And he's not there's no Lamar commercials.
Well, no. Well, people want to be right. People don't like to admit that they were wrong.
Yeah.
So there are people that are waiting out. See, I told you that's all that is.
Yeah, but it's still a hate for no reason other than I don't want that style of quarterback winning. Right. Okay, he won an MVP. What did he do in the playoffs? Like he's had 5 playoff games. Like
people,
they will go after him for a bad 2 games.
Right, and I don't think people realize LeBron, what's his name? Lamar. Lamar hasn't even played 2 complete seasons of football yet. And people don't realize that, like, this guy's still learning and growing. You know what I mean? And by the way, he's only lost, taking out the playoffs, he's only lost to 2 teams in his 3. This is his 3rd year. He's only lost to 2 teams in 3 years. I just want to make that point. 2 teams hurt.
Yeah, if people watch football, they know.
Right, and one of those teams he killed. He's only lost to Cleveland and Kansas City. That's it. So every team, I put it to you like this: every team that Lamar Jackson has faced, other than Kansas City, he has beat. Every team. So
yeah, because he's a good freaking quarterback.
Yep.
But people don't want to. That's what I'm saying. So it's almost like if they win, they would want to invalidate it in some way, like how they won last year. Oh, that was a fluke. Well, you got what, 1 loss this year, I think.
Yeah, 1 loss.
1 loss to Kansas City.
Yeah.
And but he didn't look good last week. Did they win the game? Just shut up.
Right. Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson is 24 and 3 in his NFL career.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. So
he needs to be benched right away.
Yeah.
Come on. But I just feel like there's certain narratives people want to stick to people and they don't want to change. Like as soon as LeBron started getting mentioned even in the movies. Remember, I think I forgot who it was. Remember that one? I can't remember. It was early when LeBron started winning. It was like, well, LeBron's probably one of the greatest. He's 6-0, Sean. Like, God, what movie is that?
Was that Trainwreck?
Yeah,
it was Trainwreck.
Yeah, it's 6-0. That's all we need. Yeah. It was just like that narrative started coming up early. So, but I think Mahomes, if he wins, especially if he wins this year, and have back-to-back championships, I mean, the comparison is going to be there. But I think Mahomes is just this lovable kid.
Yeah,
and people just like, okay, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's all right.
Yep.
So let's go with him. Speaking of NFL, let's go to the NFL.
Okay.
Before we get to the tough injury that happened in Dallas, well, I want your thoughts on your former divisional opponent, running back Le'Veon Bell, leaving the rudderless ship known as the Jets and signing with the NFL champions. What are your thoughts?
So when I first heard the news, and this was honestly my first thought, how the heck did this dude get fired before the head coach?
This is true.
Dude, that was my first.
The head coach is still there.
Like, it just amazes me how Adam Gase still has a job. But then again, and I heard this somewhere, but maybe it's good that he does have his job because the Jets wanted to get that number 1 pick. So maybe it's good to just keep him employed. You know what I mean?
Dude, just keep him in there then.
Yeah.
If they want Sunshine down there in Clemson, who had a whale of a day yesterday.
Oh, really? I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah. If that's the case, then they're well on their way. But unfortunately, when we get to the bottom 5, they do have some competition.
Oh man! And look,
for that spot.
Look, I love my boy Joe. You know what? He will always have a place in my heart, man, because he bought his championship number 2. They tried to turn the lights out on him, but it didn't work. But Joe is done, man. And this, if they have to start Joe Flacco, that team ain't going nowhere. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm digressing. Let me get back to the question. So, Le'Veon Bell gets cut by the Jets. So the next day, early that day, I remember texting Rudy because I was like, there were reports that he had to choose between the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Dolphins. I was like, well, is there really a choice? Like, what's the choice? He's going to the Chiefs. Okay, whatever. Honestly, I don't really think people are like, oh, the rich are getting richer. I really don't think this is going to affect the Chiefs that much. I really don't, because to me, Damian Williams was a version of Le'Veon Bell last year. You know what I mean? Like they had Le'Veon Bell last year, and he was Damian Williams. You know what I mean? Damian Williams was catching stuff out the backfield. He was getting chunk yardage in the run game. I think Le'Veon Bell's going to do the same thing. I don't really think this does much. I mean, I could be wrong. Not to say that he's not going to help, because he is going to help, but I just feel like Kansas City's offense is just going to be their offense, because he just kind of adds that element that they kind of already had, but he just gives it a little bit more depth and solidity there. So.
Yeah, and that's what any team would want, right? This almost feels like a Belichickian move, where a veteran from somewhere gets released, or who had Corey Dillon or someone else of that ilk would be released, and the Patriots pick him up, and they end up taking that dude who falls in line and winning a Super Bowl. Because remember all the issues Corey Dillon had in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and he went to New England and played, Belichickian football, and won a Super Bowl. And I think Bell's going back to a good team,
right?
Being surrounded by a bunch of different guys. Again, they have Hilaire, the rookie, but who's going to hit a wall? Because most rookies hit a wall. We got Shady that's still out there. Because remember, Damian Williams opted out,
right?
So just having options is what football teams are about, because now you still got to think about what are they going to do with Le'Veon. He can still run behind a really good offensive line, and he can catch passes from the best thrower in the game right now. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just another dimension to make things think about it when it comes towards playoffs and game planning. That's all it is, and especially after them losing that game to the Raiders last week. They just like, hey, let's just try something and pick up a guy who has some tread left on the tire.
Yeah.
So, because that dude hardly ever got hit, that's for sure. The way that he stood behind his offensive line for like 10 minutes before he started running. Yeah, just picking where he wanted to go. Yeah. I never remember that dude getting jacked up back there.
No.
Yeah.
But can you blame him though? I mean, who really wants to work for that guy? You know?
No, listen, he's got to go. I would listen. They traded away their top defensive player. Now they traded away their top offensive player. Released him and didn't trade him. But dude, I couldn't play underneath. I don't know Adam Gase. Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's like a real good dude who
Might be a good guy, but he's not a good coach.
No, not a good coach. Not this offensive messiah that he's supposed to be.
Please.
So speaking of offenses that took a hit, the Dallas Cowboys lost their quarterback, Dak Prescott, to a broken ankle last week. When they were facing, who were they playing? The Giants, I think.
Yeah.
They're playing the Giants. Dak was tackled, fell awkwardly, and dislocated and fractured his ankle. So he's going to be out 4 to 6 months. He already had surgery, I think, that same night.
Yeah.
Flew him out. So even from here, for NYMD podcast, Dak, get well soon. Need you back. But this goes on to, he was on that, that 1 year deal, a franchise tag. So, and this is the dangers of it, that Kirk Cousins somehow stayed free of injury.
Yeah.
And this is the other side of it. And we all know the kind of year that Dak has gone through this year, not only just for the media, but just family-wise, depression, COVID, all those things. And this heaped on top of him. But he seemed to be in good spirits after the surgery.
Yeah.
I saw him video saying thank you for everybody. Talking about him. That dude is just a good dude.
Yeah, man.
He's just a good dude.
Yeah, it's like you can't not like that Prescott. He hasn't given you any reasons not to like, other than the laundry that he wears.
Yeah, which that goes a long way for me.
But as a person, man,
that could ruin you a lot of ways.
I have so much respect for him, man, and I wish him well. I hope he man, I can't wait to see his comeback story. Hurt. I really can't, man. I just can't.
Yeah, because speaking of comeback stories,
whew,
Alex Smith got on the playing field against the the Los Angeles Rams last week because Kyle Allen got knocked out for a little bit, even though it was good to come back. But Alex Smith, 17 surgeries on his compound fractured right leg, and surgeries that helped save his life, the infections that nearly killed him. I don't care what he does the rest of the season. If he takes no other snaps, which I would prefer, because my God, my heart was out of my chest, freaking the heck out when I saw Aaron Donald closing in on him. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was terrified. And not like these aren't the hogs back there, being able to protect their quarterback. These are not the best even their best offensive lineman was hurt. Brian Scherf was out. So, dude, I was scared. He made it through, made some completions. They still lost the game. But man, dude, Alex Smith, no matter what he does the rest of the season, comeback player of the year. Done.
Oh, dude, yeah. He doesn't have to do anything else. He is comeback player of the year. I mean, there's no question about it. None. That's it.
But yeah, I don't want to see him play. I don't want to see him play again.
Nah,
I don't. That's Kyle Allen's going to have the starting job. Haskins, who's had a virus, has missed practice, stomach virus or something for the last couple of days. And it looks like his days in Washington are done. So Washington, who in a very bad division, as we know, is playing away to the Giants. So the two teams have a combined 1-9 record. So that game's on television today. So that's going to be awesome. And people's like, why do you watch the Red Zone channel? Because that game's on TV. That's why. But yeah, man, dude, this is crazy. Dak going out, Alex Smith coming back, playing in a game, and he got sacked. He took some hits. His kids were there. His wife was freaking out. I mean, The boys, he has two boys and a young daughter. The daughter was dancing to the music.
Yeah.
The two boys were kind of looking, concerned, but she just I can't even imagine as a spouse going through, knowing everything he's been through because you went through it with him.
Yeah.
And then seeing him and get to play because you're excited, like he's out there, but then it's like he's out there, So yeah, I'm glad he's okay. But man, oh dude, just the emotions, this too. It's weird. It's almost like with him being out there, you're just so afraid. Like you want him to do well because he's another guy that's just a good dude.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude, man. Everybody in NFL likes him, like Dak, and and he came back. But I know Dak will be back, and he's going to be stronger and better than ever, and hopefully for another team.
It's funny. I was listening. I listen to my man Dan Patrick a lot, and he interviewed Alex Smith, and they talked about the Dak injury, and he's like, "Man, I wanted to reach out to Dak, but I didn't want to freak him out because they kind of had like, similar." But he's like, "Nah, I ain't want to do that because you didn't want to freak him out. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry, it'll be okay. Like, wait a minute, I don't got the same thing you had, right? Like, I don't want to go through the same stuff you did."
Yeah, but their injuries were different. They were different places of the leg.
Yeah, they were different places, but they were still compound fractures that broke.
Yeah. And Dak, an ankle and the whole leg was the same thing Joe Theismann had. Joe Theismann, again, technology and medicine's better. But the same thing that happened to Joe. I don't even want to remember that either. That's just anyway. Let's please. I just don't want to talk about these anymore.
Week 5 hurt.
Oh, thank you, because I was struggling. I was having flashbacks to Joe, man. You almost lost me there. I was.
All right. Well, let's do this. The Raiders.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I didn't even make my picks for this week yet. So, because there wasn't a Thursday night game, as you know.
Right.
So that's pretty good. All right, so let me go our last week picks where you won. You won again.
Wait a minute. Oh, so you just want to skip?
Oh no, what were we talking about? I'm sorry.
I said the Raiders. That was a big surprise from.
Oh yes. I thought you said we were doing our picks and then last week.
No. Well, okay, let's go ahead. Let's go to our picks. 2 weeks in a row hurt.
Yeah, man. 10-9. I think you won 10-9, right?
Yep. Yeah, man.
10-9. Let's see. Chicago, Tampa. That was the Thursday night game.
Because we had most of our picks were the same. Was that week?
Yeah, we both had Tampa on that one.
Okay.
I think we differed on the Atlanta Carolina game.
Okay.
Which Atlanta was winning, of course, and they ended up losing. And Dan Quinn lost his job, so I don't think we forgot to mention that. Dan Quinn and I think it's Dimitrioff, the GM, were both fired Sunday.
Yeah.
From the Falcons, and Raheem is, I think, yeah.
I'm joking. Raheem.
Did you say Raheem? What?
Yeah, I said Mostert, but I was.
Oh my God.
I forget. Morris. Yeah, there we go.
Will be the interim head coach, and he has now a whole season to prove himself. So he's going to be.
Hey man, we just added 2 black head coaches, man.
Yep.
Is this their way to kind of skirt the Rooney Rule?
No, I don't think Romeo's going to be there for.
No, they have head coaching experience. So.
Yeah. Yep.
And in Houston, they'll interview Anthony Weaver. So that was just a joke. But
yeah. So you picked Carolina and Atlanta. That was probably one of the differences we had.
Yeah, Carolina.
And, Ravens beat Cincinnati, where your defensive coordinator was angry about the field goal.
I don't blame him, but dude, don't be screaming at the other team over that.
I know.
You got your butt kicked by Kansas City a couple weeks ago. Just chill. Like, I get it. Like, that was a punk move. Like, you don't do no punk stuff like that. But honestly, that's something Harbaugh would do. I really think Harbaugh would have did the same thing.
A lot of NFL coaches do that. That happens all the time. Like, we're not getting a shutout. We're kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
Everybody, because they just don't want that 0 is 10 times worse than the 3.
Yeah.
That's all.
So let me tell you, watching that game, though, Cincinnati better do something to protect Joe Burrow. I don't care how good he is. If they don't protect, that dude is getting smashed. He got smashed. What team did they play? I think it was DC. Yeah, one DC that they played before. I think so, because I think they killed him.
We didn't play them yet.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see who it was. Oh, let's see. They played.
It was the Giants or something.
They played Jacksonville. Maybe
Jacksonville. He was getting beat up one game, and he started like, "I'm going to start sliding."
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking about the Eagles because they played.
It was the Eagles. Yeah, they were smacking him across the field.
Yo, the Ravens had 7 sacks, right? First, we have no pass rush. We have no pass rush, but we were able to sack this guy 7 times. And there was so many other times. I don't know how many QB hits we had, dude. He was running for his life. I mean, I'm really, all jokes aside, I'm really worried, man. If they don't fix that offensive line, that dude is going to either get hurt or he's gonna break. I mean, he's a tough. That dude is tough, but they gotta protect him, man. Like that guy is too good. Cincy has to protect him because he got smashed on Sunday.
I totally agree.
Anyway,
so the surprise of the week was, as you were saying before, the Raiders-Chiefs game. 40-32 to the Raiders. Kansas City was a 97% favorite here on ESPN and everywhere. And the Raiders went in there, man, and won, dude. I was shocked. What are your how did you feel about that game? Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched it. I loved it, man. I like the way Derek Carr is taking shots downfield, man, a little bit more, man. Which I think is helping them out. The defense kind of rattled Mahomes a little bit. So
yeah, they were getting in there on him.
Yeah.
They still put up 32, but it was a weird. That defense at Kansas City isn't the best. So they were losing a bunch of guys in the secondary. I mean, Waller had a good game.
Yeah.
Ruggs?
Yeah.
I think got open for some touchdowns. So it was, that secondary is struggling, but Kansas City rebound. They're 4-1. This is the first time I think Derek Carr has beaten the Chiefs. So he was excited about that. Let's see. We got, of course, the game we were talking about, the Rams and Washington. Rams won that game 30-10. I don't even think it was that close. Arizona beat the Jets because they're the Jets. I don't even want to spend time on that. A kind of competitive game between Pittsburgh and Philly for a little bit.
Hey, man, we got all those Miami Dolphins, man.
Oh, yeah, we have to get down there first.
What happened?
What were we saying about Miami?
No, I was just saying that was another surprise of the week, the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah, well, we got Jacksonville got their first win, since you skipped right over them, with Romeo Crennel beating Jacksonville.
I didn't know you were going in order.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going in order. Yeah. Not Miami beat San Francisco. Miami beat San Francisco.
They destroyed them.
43-17, dog.
That
was a surprise. The Browns, the 4-1 Browns.
Yeah.
Beat the Colts.
About that, man. Yeah.
Yep. Dallas, even with their injury, beat the Giants. It was still a close game. They had to win at the last second field goal, 37-34. Seattle had another come from behind. Last second touchdown by your leading MVP right now, probably Russell Wilson over Minnesota, 27-26.
Well, we got to talk about this because Minnesota was up by 6. They had a chance to kick the field goal. They went for it on 4th down. Didn't get the 4th down. Gave Russ the ball. Touchdown. Should they have kicked the field goal?
Yes. You got to go down and get points. Your team has been erratic all season. 9 points means they have to go down there, score, and then get the ball back again. You kicked the field goal. It would have made a whole world of difference. It would have been 29-27. The closest they could have made is 29-28, and you get the ball back. Yeah. So you have 29 points. You get the ball back. You could run out the game at that point. They didn't do it.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they didn't do that.
Because coaches outthink themselves sometimes. I know sometimes you want to like let's just put this thing to bed, but you can't always tuck. You can't listen. You can't always tuck everybody in, and they didn't tuck anybody in here. So that's just Minnesota being Minnesota.
Yeah.
Herbert and the Chargers putting up a big fight down in New Orleans, but New Orleans comes out on top 30-27. And I think more people were talking about how Drew Brees looks old suddenly.
He does, man.
Yeah, they're talking about maybe giving him like a load management days off as the season goes along if they have that division wrapped up. And the Tuesday night football game, Tennessee destroyed Buffalo after having I don't know how many weeks COVID weeks off. I guess Buffalo was staying 6 feet away because they didn't tackle anybody, and 42-16 in that game.
Man,
that was a beat down.
Yeah,
so, yeah, but there's some big surprises last week, dog.
Yeah.
All right, so this week, no Thursday night game as we already stated, but we have a wonderful game starting off at 1 p.m. Minnesota, Atlanta, 1-4 versus 0-5. Who you got?
I am taking Matty Ice.
What?
And the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I took the Falcons last week. I think I've taken the Falcons twice during their 0-5 run. I'm not picking them today.
Okay.
Minnesota came close to beating Seattle. They're playing at home. I think they'll have enough to beat Atlanta. I think they'll be 2-4 at the time.
All right.
We got the Bears 4-1 against 3-2 Carolina Panthers. Who you got?
I'm taking Teddy Bridgewater. Is it Miles Davis? Mike Davis.
Yes, Mike Davis.
Miles Davis. No. Sorry, wrong.
Yeah, that would be more of a jazz type comment.
Yeah, sorry about that, Miles. I'm taking the Panthers, man. I still don't the Bears.
I'm taking the Panthers. I just don't feel it.
Okay.
Bengals, Colts.
After last week's performance, I've been on the band. I shouldn't say I've been on the bandwagon, but I picked the Bengals just about every week except for last week. But after watching them, man, I'm so worried about Joey B, man. So I'm going the Colts here, man.
Yeah, I'm picking the Colts. They're just a little bit of a better football team. And they're playing at home. I'm at the Colts winning in Lucas Oil Stadium, whatever it's called. With the big game, but maybe it is the big game of the weekend. We got the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers, 1 p.m. and 4-1 Browns, 4-0 Steelers. I do not recall and cannot remember a time when a Pittsburgh-Cleveland game was meaningful. This has got to be it.
Yeah, man. This is a big-time game, man. This is a big game for Cleveland.
It's huge. And Odell will be there. He was out for a couple of days for illness, but he's going to be joining the team.
Okay.
So they'll have their best weapon there. But can they go into Pittsburgh and get this W, man?
Well, the bigger question is, can Myles Garrett keep his helmet on?
When he's not on the field.
Okay.
Yeah. If he's on the field, he'll keep it on. If he's off, he can take it off all he wants. But yeah, no swinging anything, please.
Yes, please. Yeah, there's going to be some bad blood between these teams. I don't think Cleveland. I don't think they have enough. I mean, they may. I mean, I think Cleveland's good this year. We've been the only team to beat them, but I'm gonna go Pittsburgh here. As much as I hate to say it,
I think this game, Cleveland has beaten some teams I didn't think they were going to beat. They looked pretty good in doing so all the time. This is a pressure game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tight game, I think. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it's going to be entertaining, unlike some of the Steelers-Browns games in the past. I'm going to pick. I mean, I know if Cleveland wins, that'll be huge for everybody, honestly. But I'm going to have to go with the Steelers on this one.
All right.
All right, we got the Denver Broncos against the New England Patriots. Who you got?
New England.
I got New England too.
Yeah.
I think Cam is back. I know Denver just released Blake Bortles, which is shocking. I really thought he was going to stick and get a QB job there. All right. Your favorite quarterback, Matt Stafford and the Detroit Lions, faced the Minshew Manias down in Jacksonville. Who you got?
Oh, you know who I have.
Yep, you got Jacksonville.
Exactly. I don't mess with Detroit, man.
I'm picking Detroit because I like Matthew Stafford.
I think the only time I may pick Detroit this year is if they play the Jets. I mean,
for real.
Yeah.
Houston Texans, coming off their first win, now have to face the Tennessee Titans, who just bludgeoned the Bills. Who you got?
I am picking Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to pick Tennessee. I think that they came off that little respite and they just totally destroyed Buffalo. I think they're going to be ready for this game, and it's a divisional game, and I'm picking Tennessee.
All right.
The rivalry, the burgundy against the blue, combined 1-9 record. These two teams have faced each other for a millennia almost. The Washington football team on the road facing your New York, I gotta say it, football Giants.
In the awful MetLife turf.
Yeah, for real.
I am taking the Washington football team.
Wow. Okay. Well, so am I. Because, I mean, why not? All right. The chicken boxes against the cheesesteaks. Who you got?
Come on, man. I'm this.
I know you like a good cheesesteak.
Yeah. Without cheese. But no, I'm thinking of course, man.
Cheese. Only on pizza.
Yeah. No, man, I'm going. I gotta go Ravens here, but I am genuinely concerned about this game. I really am. The Ravens are not going to have Brandon Williams today, who was placed on the COVID list.
But he doesn't have COVID, which is weird.
Yeah, but he may have been in contact with someone.
Oh, okay.
Who had it. So, yeah, that's going to suck because he's our run stopper, man, up the middle. And without him and without Derek Wolfe playing today, I think we're going to be a little I don't think we're going to be able to stop the run as well, which kind of scares me. What also scares me is that the Eagles' defensive line is great, and our O-line hasn't really been that good this year. So I think Lamar's going to be literally running for his life this game. So I think the Ravens will pull it out. I think it's going to be a one-possession game, one-score game, but I'll pick the Ravens 27-20.
Okay. Oh, look, you even came out with a skull.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, I think the Ravens are going to win the Battle of Birds here. And I need the Eagles to lose, so I'm cool with that.
And the Ravens will be, for the first time, play in a stadium with fans in the stands. So that should be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to get your take that the two Maryland teams are allowed 10% capacity by the governor. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're outdoors, and as long as people are spaced properly and wearing that mask, I don't think it's that much of a risk.
Yeah, and 10% is not a big number.
Yeah.
It's like 8,000 or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't think, because the stadium holds 70,000. So,
your stadium.
Yeah.
Now, Washington Stadium, out of the 8,000 that'll probably be there, 7,000 be the other team's fan. All right. Let's go to Miami at home against your New York Football Jets. So you got,
out of all the games this week, this has to be the most heavily favored game in one direction. The Jets aren't winning this game, man. I know it's a divisional game, and that's the one thing that scares me. But come on, man, Fitz magic. Come on.
After that thrashing of San Francisco, to come home and try to lay a dud against a team who's so inept, that their best defensive player is gone, their best offensive player is gone in the same season. It's not going to happen.
No.
I know it's a rivalry game, but I have Miami winning this game. All right. The battle of the, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. We got Brady at home facing Rodgers and the Packers, man. Who you got?
Unfortunately, I think Tom Brady is going to hand Aaron Rodgers his first loss today.
Okay. Well, we already know where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah. So it's the Packers for me. Rams on the road, on the road, facing the 49ers team that just got beat up. Who you got?
I'm taking the Rams because I think Aaron Donald is going to single-handedly destroy whoever's the quarterback going to be for San Fran today.
Yeah, and they benched Garoppolo last week too.
Yeah.
Now it seemed like no quarterback was doing well against Miami. Miami was just all over them, and the Rams sneakily through 5 games, 4-1. Somebody on this podcast said that they were going to be a good team. I'm not sure who that was. And they're kind of showing it, man. So they still got to play the Seattles of the world to see how that goes. But I think they take this game and go to 5-1.
Okay.
We have the Kansas City Chiefs coming off their first loss of the season, traveling to Buffalo, coming off their first loss of the season. Who you got, man?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay. What's this game at? This is 2 Monday night games.
Oh, is that? Oh.
Threw me off. Yeah, this says Monday at 5. I was like, Monday at 5. Oh, maybe because the Bills played on Tuesday. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I knew someone was throwing me off. I was like, Monday at 5. All right. So you taking who?
Sorry. Oh, Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs as well. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be one of those 38-35 games, something crazy like that. But I think it's going to be fun to watch. And the Monday night game, Kyle takes his Cardinals on the road to face the Dakless Cowboys with your new favorite quarterback, the Red Water Pistol. Who you got?
I am taking the Cowboys.
All right, and I'm taking the Cardinals because that's what I'm going to do. All right, we got some different. Go ahead.
Real quick, Dallas is going to be just fine offensively, man. It's not like Andy Dalton's a sucky quarterback. This dude's a good quarterback. You know what I mean? He just happened to be the backup for Dak. So he's got weapons. Remember, Andy Dalton, whenever that dude had weapons, man, he was all right. And he's got weapons. The O-line, I think that's going to hurt him a little bit. Is their O-line isn't as formidable as it used to be. So and Andy's not the most mobile guy. So he'll be fine. I mean, he's no Dak, but Dallas is going to be fine with him under center.
Yeah. No, they always have weapons, and it seems like he's throwing to Amari Cooper, other than throwing to
Gallup.
No, not Gallup. The other good wide receiver on that team.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, who helped me to victory last week. Speaking of beating undefeated teams, that's what we do here in our fantasy football.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We won't talk about it here.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So those are the games. So it's now put up the graphic, my man. We're on football. It's time for your top 5, bottom 5. We got 5 on it. Who's going to be on this week? We got 5 on it. We just got to wait and see. All right, let me start off with the bottom 5 this week, and you can do your top 5 afterwards. So the bottom 5 at number 1, which always means number 1 means you are the absolute worst team. It's got to be the New York Jets. They have been here and plan on staying here, it seems, for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
They're happy where they are. They deserve to be where they are. and they're staying where they are. So Jets are number one. Number two, kind of made some moves. Some teams moved around a little bit depending on what happened last week. But number two, the Falcons. And in all seriousness, there's no reason this team should be 0-5. None. Now their head coach is gone. Their GM is gone. They're starting all over. Raheem Morris is taking over. But right now, if they get down, you're predicting them to get this win. Then maybe they need one. But I got the Falcons. Number three, the New York Football Giants, who played well down in Big D. Still couldn't get that win. I mean, they're playing Washington today. This is the game that they should be able to win. They should be able to win. Two teams that basically have the same skill set. Only difference is the defensive line of Washington's a little bit better. The rest of the team isn't. So this is going to be up and down. So I'd say the Giants are number three. At number four, their opponents, the Washington football team, makes their first entrance into the bottom five, taking out Dallas, who won last week. Because Washington 30-10 at home. Again, I know that doesn't mean anything. It never meant anything, even when they had fans to be at home. So it really doesn't matter. But Kyle Allen's gonna be the starter for the rest of this season, as long as he's healthy. And that means Alex Smith is the backup. And that's just, I don't know, man. That still just freaks me out. And number five, a team who should not be where they are, but they're there, even though they put up a big fight last week and it wasn't for a last-second touchdown. They won, but their coach should have kicked the freaking field goal. Minnesota, what are you doing?
Dumb, man.
Stop overthinking things. Take the points. Move on. Then you're 2 scores up. 2 scores.
Well, not really. Just one. You're up by 8. You go up by 8.
No. They were it was 26-20, right? So the field goal, it would have been 29-20.
No, it's 26-21.
Okay, 26-21. Oh, so they would have had to go for a 2-point.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. I thought it was 26-20.
No.
Well, did they not kick the extra point then? How did they get 6? Or did they go for 2 and miss it? Let's think about it. They didn't, or was that the actual last play of the game?
Wait, hold on.
Touchdown?
They beat them by what? 1 point, right?
Yeah. So either that had to be the very last play of the game, or the kicker missed the extra point or something. Because it's a dead down. So did they not kick the extra point?
All I know is they beat them by 2 points. So they
beat them by 1.
1 point. So if they kicked the field goal, they would have been
29.
Right.
Yeah, so if they had 21, which I don't know how they got to 27 now, we have to look. But if they had 21, they would have had to go for 2 to tie it.
Right.
Which is still better than not going for anything and just scoring a touchdown and losing. Okay? You get what I'm saying? At least there's options for you to still win. If they score a touchdown, you have no options, and they were out of options, and they're number 5 on my list. Who you got in your top 5, son?
All right, top 5. Starting with my number 5 team making their first appearance in the top 5 is the undefeated Tennessee Titans.
Gee, we haven't seen them in so long.
I know. They beat the Bills, and they took the Bills' spot pretty much, so they're my number 5 team. Also, making an appearance in the top 5 for the first time this year, those hated, dreaded Pittsburgh Steelers. They remain undefeated at 4-0. Coming in, number 3, moved down a couple spots. Oh, they were number 1 last week, but the Las Vegas Raiders had something to say about it and knocked them all the way down to number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming in number 2, led by number 12. I was about to say 4. I was like, no, that's the other quarterback.
Yeah, that's a guy I don't like from that team.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. Maybe they'll trade for Aaron Donald. Who knows? But
dude, if they ever got Aaron Donald on that team, forget about it.
3 Aarons in a football team is what they should rename them. But anyway, yeah, the Green Bay Packers are number 2 team. Coming in number 1, the undefeated Seattle Seahawks. My Super Bowl pick this year.
And looking good, too. Looking good.
Yep. The Rams, not quite there. They almost made the top 5, but not quite.
No, they'll get there.
Yeah, man, they're having a good year. I must say, they're having a good year.
Not bad at all. Well, we're at this time of the podcast where we're close to the end of it, but we do have a couple more things we got to cover. As in, congratulations to my Tampa Bay Rays for reaching their second ever World Series in a Game 7, beating the Houston Astros 4-2. I watched the last 3 innings of that game. And I was so excited and so happy. I love Game 7s because we're getting another one tonight between the Dodgers and the Braves. One that I will not watch.
I was going to ask you, what are you going to watch? You're going to watch Football Night in America, Sunday Night Football?
I'll watch a movie. I'm just not watching Braves Dodgers. I have no interest in that game. I just have an interest in whoever's going to play the Rays, and I'm rooting for the Rays. That was my pick. I'm glad they got past Houston because I didn't want to root for Houston. I cannot root for a team from my division, and I cannot root for a team that left my state. So I just can't do Dodgers, Braves. I got to go for the Rays. The Rays made it. They made it close. They wanted to blow that 3-0 lead as bad as possible. They want to make the Astros the Red Sox, but luckily they won Game 7.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
I can't stand the Astros. I'm so glad they're done. Carlos Correa and all those
Altuve's and who kind of came into this season free and clear. I know it's hard to do things to players, and but it's I did not want them going to the World Series.
No.
I did not.
I will be rooting for the Dodgers tonight, man.
All right, so but say Dodgers Rays, who are you going for?
Oh, I'm going for the Dodgers.
Why?
Dodgers to win, man.
Why?
Look, man, this might be the year for LA, man. We already got the the Lakers winning, the Rams are doing well, you know what I mean? And come on, man, the Dodgers got to get their BS championship, man. Look, if the Dodgers were to win a championship, isn't it the championship you would want them to win?
No.
If they had to win,
it still counts.
But
they're not going to not count it.
It's BS. But this championship means absolutely nothing. Nothing.
In 10 years, when they pull up Dodger stats and say they won 4 World Series or whatever, and they win this one, that's included.
It's BS. It's bogus.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's a statistical. They won it.
So what? It's bogus. I don't care who. Look, this year's baseball championship.
I don't care if you don't count it. The record books will count it.
I don't care.
It's not about Brian's record books.
I don't care. Just like, you know what else is bogus? Barry Bonds is in the home run king. In the stats he is, but he's not.
And we know that, though.
Okay. Well, this is the same thing.
This is different.
It's not different. How is it different? You just said
Barry Bonds is he's the all-time. It's like he's all-time. Like supposedly number 1. He took away a record from somebody due to him being on performing enhancing drugs. This is a COVID crazy year for everything. Bubbles and empty stadiums. I don't know, where were they playing at? That stadium you didn't know what it was?
Globe Life Park.
Glow. The ladies of Glow Stadium. I don't even know what it was down there in Texas, which is supposedly new. That we had to ask.
Awful. It looks awful for a new stadium. It looks
weird. Like, who built that thing?
If you're going to build a stadium, give us some personality. This stadium has all it has is the roof. That's it. But it has no personality to it. None.
It looks like a structure.
Terrible looking stadium.
Yeah, it looks like a Lego structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way,
this championship is bogus. I don't care who wins it. It's bogus.
If it's bogus, I want the Rays to win it. I don't care.
Look, this was
going for the Rays.
A 60-game baseball season. That's so whack. That is so whack. That's less than half. If you were 81-game season, all right. Let
me tell you something.
60 games is
my Mets went to the World Series. This World Series, we made the playoffs. First of all, If we made the playoffs and won this World Series, I'm celebrating like it was 1986 all over again. I don't care. This is the World Series. You have other teams. You beat them. You deserve to be here. That's all I care about. It's the competition. That's what they agreed upon. Is it different than 162? Of course. But they're going to count it. And if it counts, somebody's got to win it. And I don't want it to be the Dodgers or the Braves. That's all I care about.
All right.
So let's go Rays.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Let's go Rays. Let's go Rays. So from this weekend in college football, real quick, a little rundown for you.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, number 5, North Carolina went down at Doak Campbell Stadium last night. And Florida State ended like a 10-game losing streak against ranked teams.
Wait a minute. Did you say North Carolina's number 5?
Yeah, North Carolina's number 5.
They're the 5th ranked team in the country?
Yes, sir. Well, they were, and they're not going to be now, but yes.
What?
Okay. Yeah, they're ranked number 5.
Okay.
And they won't be now. So Mac Brown is now 0-10 versus alma mater of Florida State.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that was tough. And Trevor Lawrence, the soon-to-be
New York
best quarterback. Yeah, he might go to – well, I don't think he'll go to the Giants. But one of those teams – some of these teams are just fighting real hard for him is all I'm saying. And they're not really hiding it. So yesterday, in the worst ACC beatdown in history, Clemson hung a 73 on Georgia Tech.
Good Lord.
And Georgia Tech responded with only one of those numbers.
Ooh, 3?
No, the 7.
Oh, okay.
Responded with the 7.
Woo.
73-7. Trevor Lawrence
66
threw for a career high 404 yards and had 5 first half touchdown passes. He came out after the first drive of the second half. So this is the guy that's going to lead the Jets into the new millennium soon, probably.
Woo. Man, I tell you.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a record day, man. I felt sorry for Georgia Tech, 73-7. A royal beat down.
Wow.
A beat down. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. So the Big Ten's back next week, speaking of college football. We got Northwestern, we got Maryland. Can't wait. It's cool.
I'm so looking forward to that. I can actually watch college football again now.
Yeah. Well, unless you're at the University of Florida. Their head coach, Dan Mullen, wanted the Swamp to be packed this week. They had a big game scheduled, as I use the word scheduled, against LSU. But lo and behold, they didn't have a game because 19 Gators, including the coach, tested positive for COVID.
Shocker.
So he decided that obviously that he didn't want the Swamp to be filled. And this last week's game was postponed for later on in the season.
So essentially you're saying they wanted to drain the Swamp.
Believe me, that's one Swamp that I hate with a passion. So, but yeah, the dude was talking all types of. Listen, I mean, Florida's different, as we all know. A lot of the places have allowed a bunch of fans in to certain events. So him being who he is, I mean, when I was watching Florida State yesterday, there's a ton of people there. Again, it wasn't capacity, but it was a good couple thousands, at least like 10 to 15. So, but he was talking about he wanted to Swamp there, and he ended up getting COVID too. So he actually just
90,000 fans there or something like that.
I forgot how many are in that cesspool of football.
Oh, okay.
But something like that.
No,
what else? We got anything else? I think that's it.
No, man, that's it.
And I said, well, congrats to LeBron. Congrats to the Rays reaching their second ever, World Series. Congrats to everybody that did well. Congrats to the Miami Heat. Congrats to the winners. Congrats to the losers. Everybody stay healthy.
Yeah.
Everybody get their roll on, and everybody go out and get your damn respect. You can find us right here, of course, StreamYard. You can see it right there. We're on YouTube, N1MD Podcast. Please follow us. Give us our damn respect. Hit like, hit subscribe. We're on Facebook. We're on IG. We're on the Twitter, N1MD Podcast. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Spreaker, Stitcher apps, wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NY2MD podcast. And put some respect on that. We will see you next week.
Stay safe, y'all.
Stay safe. Put some respect on it.